Question number one. What should you do when you are approaching roadworks on a motorway? Obey the speed limit. Option B is the correct option. Be aware of reduced speed limit at roadworks. Speed limits shown inside a red circle are mandatory and cameras are often used to enforce the reduced limit. Slow down in a good time and keep your distance from the vehicle in front. Which road users benefit from two-cone crossing? Cyclists and pedestrians benefits from two-cone crossing. Two-cone crossings are similar to pelican crossings, but there is no flashing amber phase. Cyclists share the crossing with pedestrians and are allowed to cycle across when the green cycle symbol is shown. What does this sign means? Distance to parking place ahead. If you intend to stop and rest, this sign allows you time to reduce speed and pull over safely. Why must you take great care when emerging from this junction? The view is restricted. You may have to pull forward slowly until you can see up and down the road. Be aware that the traffic approaching this junction can't see you either. If you don't know, that's it clear. Don't go. What does the sign with a brown background show? Tourist directions. Signs with a brown background give directions to places of interest. They are often seen on a motorway, directing you along the easiest route to the attraction. What type of emergency vehicle is fitted with a green flashing beacon? Doctor's car. A green flashing beacon on a vehicle means the driver or a passenger is a doctor on an emergency call. Give way to them if it is safe to do so. Be aware that the vehicle may be traveling quickly or may stop in a hurry. What should you do immediately after joining a motorway? Stay in the left hand lane. When you are just joined a motorway, stay in the left-hand lane long enough to get used to the higher speed of motorway traffic before considering overtaking. What's the purpose of catalytic converter? To reduce harmful exhaust gases. Catalyst converter reduced a large percentage of harmful exhaust emissions. They work from efficiently when the engine has reached its normal working temperature. What should you do if the left-hand pavement is closed due to street repairs? Watch out for pedestrians walking in the road. Where street repairs have closed off pavements, proceed carefully and slowly as pedestrians might have to walk in a road. Which vehicle will use a blue flashing beacon? Bomb disposal. Emergency vehicle use blue flashing lights. If you see or hear one, move out of its way as soon as it is safe and legal to do so. What does this sign from a police officer mean to oncoming traffic? Stop. Police officers may need to direct traffic. For example, at the junction where the traffic lights have broken down, check your copy of the highway code for the signals that they use. You are following a long vehicle approaching a crossroads. What should you do if the driver signals right but moves close to the left hand curb? Wait behind the long vehicle. When a long vehicle is going to turn right, it may need to keep close to the left-hand curb. This is to prevent the rear end of the trailer cutting the corner. You need to be aware of how long vehicles behave in such situations. Don't overtake the lorry because it could turn as you are along a side. Stay behind and wait for it to turn. What's the meaning of this traffic sign? You have priority over vehicles coming towards you. Don't force your way through. Show courtesy and consideration to other road users. Although you have priority, make sure oncoming traffic is going to give way before you continue. What's statutory of road notification soar? A notification to tell DVLA that a vehicle isn't being used on a road. If you want to keep a vehicle untaxed and off the public road, you must make a SORN. It's an offense not to do so. Your SORN is valid until your vehicle is taxed, sold, or scrapped. What can you expect if you drive using repeat accelerations and heavy braking? Increased fuel consumption. Using the controls smoothly can reduce fuel consumption by about 15% as well as reducing wear and tear on your vehicle. Plan ahead and anticipate changes of speed well in advance. This will reduce to need the accelerate rapidly or brake sharply. You stop on the hard shoulder of the motorway and use the emergency telephone where the best place to wait for help to arrive is. Well away from the carriageway. When you are on a hard shoulder, you are at risk of being injured by motorway traffic. The safest place to wait is away from the carriageway but near enough to see the emergency services arriving. What should you do when you are overtaking at night? Be aware of bends in a road ahead. Don't overtake if there is a possibility of road junction, bend or broad the bridge or hill ahead. There are many hazards that are difficult to see in a dark. Only overtake if you are certain that the road ahead is clear. Don't take a chance. Why do motorcyclists often look around over their right shoulder just before turning right? To check for traffic on their blind area. When you see a motorcyclist take a glance over their shoulder, they are probably about to change direction. Recognizing a clue like this help you to anticipate their next action. This can improve road safety for you and others. What does this sign mean? Right hand lane closed ahead. You should change lanes as directed by the sign. Here is the right hand lane is closed but the left hand and center lane are available. Merging in turn is recommended when it is safe and traffic is going slowly. For example, at roadworks or a road traffic incident, when vehicles are traveling at speed, this isn't advisable and you should move into the appropriate lane in good time. What should the driver of the car approaching the crossing do? Slow down and get ready to stop. Look well ahead to see whether any hazards are developing. This will give you more time to deal with them in a correct way. The man in the picture is clearly intending to cross the road. You should be traveling at the speed that allow you to check your mirror, slow down and stop in a good time. You shouldn't have to brake harshly. What does this sign mean? Side winds. A warning sign with a picture of windsocks indicate that there may be a strong side of winds. This sign is often found in exposed roads. You are parked on a road at night. When must you use parking lights? When the speed limit exceeds 30 mph. When parking at night, park in a direction of traffic. This will enable other road users to see the reflectors on the rear of your vehicle. Use your parking lights if the speed limit is over 30 mph. You are about to overtake. What should you do when you see this sign? Hold back until you can see clearly ahead. You won't be able to see any hazards that might be hidden in the dip. As well as oncoming traffic, the dip may conceal cyclists horse riders parked vehicle. What does this sign mean? Tunnel ahead. When approaching a tunnel, switch on your dipped headlights. Be aware that your eyes might need to adjust to the sudden darkness. You may need to reduce your speed. What should you do before making a U-turn? Look over your shoulder for a final check. If you have to make a U-turn, slow down and ensure that the road is clear in both directions. Make sure that the road is wide enough for you to carry out the maneuver safely. Use your mirrors and look around to check if it's safe before turning across the road. What color are the reflective studs along the left-hand edge of the motorway? Red color. Reflective studs are used to help you in poor visibility. Different colors are used so that you know which lane you are in. These are red in the left-hand edge of the carriageway, white between lanes, amber on the right-hand edge of the carriageway, green between the carriageway and slip roads. What does this sign mean? Lane for heavy and slow vehicles. Where there is a long steep uphill gradient on a motorway, a crawler lane may be provided. This helps the traffic to flow by diverting the slower heavy vehicle into a dedicated lane on the left. You are leaving your vehicle parked on a road and unattended. When may you leave the engine running? Never if you are away from the vehicle. When you leave your vehicle parked on a road, switch off the engine and secure the vehicle. Make sure no valuables are visible. Shut all the windows, lock the vehicle and set the alarm if the vehicle has one. Why should you never wave people across at pedestrians crossing? Another vehicle may be coming. If people are waiting to use a pedestrian's crossing, slow down and be prepared to stop. Don't wave them across the road because another driver may not have seen them, may not have seen your signal, and may not be able to stop safely. What should you be aware if you are just past this sign? All traffic is going one way. In a one-way system, traffic may pass you on either side. Always be aware of all traffic signs and understand their meaning. Look well ahead and react to them in good time. What must you do when you are overtaking a car at night? Make sure you don't dazzle other road users. To prevent your headlights from dazzling the driver of the car in front, Wait until you pass them before switching to main beam. Which vehicle aren't allowed to use the right-hand lane of the three-lane motorway? Vehicles towing a trailer. On a motorway, any vehicle towing a trailer is restricted to 60 mph. It isn't allowed in the right-hand lane, as it might hold up faster moving traffic that wishes to overtake. How would age affect an older person's driving ability? They take longer to react to hazards. As people age, their reaction time gets slower. The rate of decline varies from person to person, but you can expect them to take longer to react to hazard, and they may be hesitant in some situation. For example, at a junction, what should you do as you approach this bridge? Slow down. You should slow down and be cautious. Hump bridges are often narrow and there may not be enough room for you to pass on oncoming vehicle at this point. Also, there is no footpath, so be aware of pedestrians on the road. You wish to turn right ahead. Why should you take up the correct position in good time? To help other road users to know what you intend to do. If you wish to turn right into a side road, take up your position in good time, move to the center of the road when it's safe to do so. This will allow vehicle to pass you on the left. Early planning will show other traffic what you intend to do. You are approaching on a roundabout. What should you do if a cyclist ahead is signaling to turn right? Give the cyclist plenty of room. If you are following a cyclist who is signaling to turn right at a roundabout, leave plenty of room, give them space and time to get into the correct lane. What's the purpose of road humps, chicanes, and narrowing? To reduce traffic speed. Traffic calming measures help to keep vehicle speeds low in congested areas where there are pedestrians and children. A pedestrian is much more likely to survive a collision with a vehicle traveling at 20 mph than they are with the vehicle traveling at 40 mph. You are driving in a signal carriageway road. Why should you keep well back while you are following a large vehicle? To get the best view of the road ahead. When following a large vehicle, keep well back. If you are too close, you won't be able to see the road ahead, and the driver of the long vehicle might not be able to see you in their mirrors. When should you flash your headlights at another road users? When letting them know that you are there. You should only flash your headlights to warn others for your presence. Don't use them to greet others, show impatience, or give priority to other road users because they could misunderstand your signal. You are traveling along a motorway. Where would you find a crawler or climbing lane? On a steep gradient, large, slow-moving vehicles can hinder the progress of other traffic. An extra crawler lane may be provided for slow-moving vehicles to allow faster-moving traffic to flow more easily. What does this sign mean? Compulsory maximum speed limit. This sign gives you an early warning of the speed restriction. If you are traveling at the higher speed, slow down in good time. You could come across swing traffic due to roadworks or a temporary obstruction. What makes the vehicle in the picture environmentally friendly? It's powered by electricity. Trams are powered by electricity and therefore don't emit exhaust fumes. They ease traffic congestion by offering drivers an alternative to using their car, particularly in the busy cities. You are being overtaken by a long, heavily laden lorry. What should you do if you're taking a long time for it to take overtake? Slow down. A long lorry with a heavy load will needed more time to pass you than a car, especially on an uphill stretch of road. Slow down and allow the lorry to pass. Why is it dangerous to drive too close to the vehicle ahead? Your view of the road ahead will be restricted. Tailgating is a term used when a driver or a rider follows the vehicle in front too closely. It's dangerous because it restricts your view of the road ahead and leaves no safety margins of the vehicle in front needed to slow down or stop suddenly. Tailgating is often the underlying cause of rear-end collision and multiple pile-ups. You arrive at the scene of crash where someone is bleeding heavily from a wound in their arm. Nothing is embedded in the wound. What could you do to help? Apply pressure over the wound. If possible, lay the casualty down, protect yourself from exposure of blood, and when you are sure there is nothing in the wound, apply firm pressure using clean material. What requires extra care when you are driving or riding in windy conditions? Passing pedal cyclists. Always give cyclists plenty of room when overtaking them. You need to give them even more room when it's windy. A sudden gust could easily blow them off course and into your paths. You are approaching a mini roundabout. What should you do if a long vehicle in front signals left but position over to the right? Keep well back. What should you do if you are being followed by an ambulance showing flashing blue lights? Pull over as soon as it is safe to do so. Pull over in a place where the ambulance can pass safely. Check that there are no bollards or obstructions in the road that will prevent it from passing. What's the natural speed limit on a motorway for cars and motorcyclists? 70 mph. Traveling at the national speed limit doesn't allow you to hog the right-hand lane. Always use the left-hand lane whenever possible. When leaving a motorway, get into the left-hand lane well before you exit. Reduce your speed on the slip road and look out for sharp bends or curves and traffic queuing at our roundabouts. Thank you.